Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon. We can unmute. Let's interact as people join us.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. You can unmute. You can share your screen with you as people join us. So we'll allow for about 5 more minutes so we can get more participants. Good evening, all. My name is Amos Emmanuel. And once again, we are receiving you with respect to the World Summit Awards competition process 2022. And I'm sure with most of us, we may have received various communications. That's if you had earlier on applied. And the session today is meant to enable us attend to any one of us that may have issues by way of product registration, so that we can actually share such concerns for clarification. Yeah, Mr. Alon, how are you, sir? Good afternoon.
Hello, sir.
Yes, how are you, sir?
I'm good, sir. Don't mind my voice today. I have a sore throat.
Well done.
So I just try to.
So in the house, perhaps we could just take for as people are in, because I'm sure each person may have his own outstanding message. If I can see Mr. David Ajibade. How are you, sir? Can we meet you?
I'm doing very well, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, from the name. Okay, great. I think that was actually one of the names I am yet to get a feedback from. Did you get our mails?
Okay. Yes, I did. So I'm waiting to communicate. I'm waiting to communicate to the rest of the team so we could send our bio over, sir.
Okay, no problem. Actually, what we just need for now, because the badges for the rest of the invited producers is ready. Your data is, of course, is still available where we don't have a problem with that, but just that we need to produce a badge for you immediately. And that's why we just need an image, which you can share WhatsApp or anything, or just reply the mail, and that badge will be done and we can communicate. I'm sure by now you'd have seen for some other people that we have gotten their feedbacks. As the matter is, we really do not have much time, and that's why you can imagine today being a Sunday, we're engaging. And for as much as we can get anyone, we'll be glad that we are able to achieve that. But then that is your own product is jenkira.com, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
But then we're yet to get a feedback from there, and that's one. So that the picture also would go a long way, so that we can actually be done with that. Then, let me ask a question, because there's a general, the general problem that we have with many of the applicants from Nigeria is that we applied very poorly. We applied as if nothing was at stake. We applied as if we're joking, you know, and the record so far shows that Nigeria, across over 187 countries, is leading in terms of product size. But particularly as the national expert for Nigeria, I'm particularly worried because it's not just about the quantity, it's about the quality. So we always will tell our people that if you have an innovation that is worthy of a showcase, please make sure you don't joke with it. Make sure you present it qualitatively and pay attention to the details. Those details are not being read here in Nigeria. Those details will make sense to a foreign juror that will finally be speaking on your project, because the only thing we can do is the intervention we're having currently by local experts. It has never happened. And if you're opportune to be party to this internal discussion, you may just be lucky that somebody is speaking with you with respect to with what you captured, and perhaps what sense it could have made. If you poorly submitted, be rest assured that your product will just be disqualified, and they will not even get back to you, because there are thousands of products all over the world awaiting attention. So the whole essence here is that the Nigerian Computer Society is to actually offer you that national attention for you to properly look at your projects and reconsider yourself whether it's really worthy for an international attention. And that is what in a few hours now, when the international conference commences, the invited people will be able to present their projects. So I had to just so that there could be one or two persons who may have one question or the other, which is the main essence, and that's why I'm going to leave the floor to wanting to hear from us. Right. So if Mr. Ajibade, you have any other concerns, can you share with us? When you were registering as a team, your team, what problem was it that you had? Because right now, whether you are presenting or you are not done with your submission, be rest assured that you can always still go back and polish up your content, because we do not want poorly submitted projects. You know, it's on one hand good for you to have a product, it's another for you to be able to present the project. And if you are presenting, you need to be able to present it with some level of mastery. You know, you are making people to want to hear you out, want to know what you're doing. And you really can't have a win when you yourself really don't believe in the project that you are presenting. So that is one of the major issues. Or perhaps let's just take from someone else. What other name I'm familiar with here? Okay, I can see Abdulaziz Samaru. How are you?
Hello, sir. I'm fine.
How are you? How are you? Thanks for joining in. I understand you've been on the road, perhaps in transit, but then I'm happy that you're able to join us. I was actually particularly saying that when you were submitting your projects, the questions that were being asked on the submission portal, where did you have any problem? Did you have any problem understanding any part of it?
As for me, actually, it was understood, all the questions. Only that answering them requires a lot of.
I know you have a very solid project, but please, even as thorough as I saw that you have done your work, which it was actually one of the very first entries I found much earlier in the call for applications. We will still have to share that you may please still get back and see ways of polishing it up properly. But then let's have the first shot at the conference, and congratulations for the invitation.
Okay.
Can we hear from any other person? Israel Akisoya.
I think they're in the same group with Ajibade, but let's hear from him.
Okay, excellent, great. Oh, you're on the same team with Ajibade. That's solid. Okay. Previous entrants.
We're on the same team.
Oh, excellent.
Also on the same team.
Oh, that's the Jakira. Great, excellent. That's nice.
Jakira.
Yeah. Okay, great. Right. So
we're about 3 on this call.
Oh, beautiful. So, so what's happening to the rest of us? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Justin.
I would I'll have to ask a question.
Oh, please.
The program is for
Mr. Ajibade.
Yeah, the program is for about 3 days.
Sorry, yeah, the conference will start on the 2nd. It will continue till the 4th of July, within the week, this new week.
August.
But then, as I'm speaking with you now,
yeah.
this project is a subcommittee of the Nigerian Computer Society within that conference. But then, because of this timing of jury and evaluation and shortlisting, we are yet to know how many final invitations that we are sending out, and that has been the reason why up till this stage, by the time we determine how many products that we are inviting, then we can now confirm to the Nigerian Computer Society chairman on events, conferences and events, to let him know how many products that we have, so that we can know amount of time of the international conference that we'll need to consume, so that we can be allocated our time properly. And this, every invited and shortlisted members will receive from their emails.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I was trying to confirm if you're expected to be there all the days of the.
No, when we have our slots, it is the program that matters to all of us, because we are in this together. The time of our virtual presentations at the conference is what matters to us, and that is what I'm going to coordinate. Where is what state is Mr. Ajibade speaking from?
Lagos State.
Oh, great, Lagos State.
Yeah.
All right, please let me receive. I found what's her name now? She just stepped out. Okay, I can see OPL Academy. OPL Academy.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to change the name. This is Oari. Oari Ahiyamo.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Oari, great. Yeah. Oh, great. That's Labor Hack. Great.
Yes.
You're welcome. So
Thank you.
Can we meet you? We wanted to just know, during the course of your submission, in fact, I was quite impressed. There are some of you, your submissions were just on top of it. It was really very international, and that is what I think the rest of us should learn from. You had a video. Your video was instructive, and this is exactly the way to go, because, like I said, beyond this discussion here and beyond what we are doing now, your products and your messages, your details and data will be read by foreign investors, and you will never find a Nigerian talk to you with respect to submission when the final deadline comes. So you need to pay attention to submission. You need a presentation video. You need to qualitatively attend to each of the questions and ensure that you have responded satisfactorily, because the jurors don't really have this time. They just go through this stuff and they shortlist what they think does not have enough response quality. And this is actually the main thing. So for some of you, you did a great job. And even though the project for some people can be very good, but the submission was just as if they were not prepared. And I think this is the essence of this meeting here today. So if I may ask you, Wari, how did you find the content, the questions? Where was it that gave you the greatest problem, or if you still have the problem to share?
So I thought the questions were fairly straightforward. I apologize. I wish I had them open right now.
Yeah.
I think there was a question or two that I felt were repetitive, but what I found was that the minute I tried to tackle it from a different angle, I was able to provide more context around the project. So in the end, it was worth it. So I basically had to dig deeper to find more details. Yes.
Excellent. That's very good. Thank you so very much. In the house, I also have a member of the Nigeria Computer Society Startup Innovation Subcommittee, and let's welcome them. I have Mr. Jide Awe, the CEO of GDOS Systems, is in the house, and we also have Mr. Olorunjibe Falano, is from FUNAB. Mr. Falano and Mr. Jidor, please, your house. Introduce yourself better. We have more people in the house.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Gideon. One of the
so sorry, I would have excused you
members.
because I know you were to council too.
Yes, actually I'm at a family program, so it's a bit tight for me.
Excellent.
But I just said let me just check it.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
You know, essentially, I think that everything is, it's there to encourage people if they have questions. Mr. Amos is in the best position. He's a veteran. He's not just an expert, he's a veteran in this innovation matters, UN WSA innovation matters. So I think that if you have questions, this is the best time to ask questions and use the opportunity, those of you that are shortlisted, to take advantage of the FCS conference to raise your case and connect and find out other things that can help your pitch. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. And Mr. Lauren Dubé Falano is actually also a member and the local organizing committee member from the happening state, in Ogun State, where the event is happening. So he's actually a strong member, but directly from the event scene to join us here so that you can better understand what we are doing. And this almost like a quality assurance kind of thing, so that we can be better prepared and be able to defend our projects very well. A message from Mr. Fallon again.
Okay, thank you very much. Pardon me about my voice. I lost my voice some days ago. However, we want to appreciate Mr. Amos and all the participants that have made it up to this point. It's our desire in NCS that at the end of the program, one of the participants, some of the participants will be able to showcase their products at the world stage and come on with the award. We are here to make sure that you have a perfect product. And I want you to feel free to ask any questions that may be bothering you or anything that you think you need further information. Feel free to ask Mr. Awe. He's here to help you. He has been doing these things for years. He knows everything, and I just want you to feel free. I'm hoping that by the end of the whole program, one of us will be able to start a smile. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you, Mr. Longibe. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I would like to take our dear innovator, another Amazon, Justina, Top Notchers Hub. How are you?
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm very well. Thank you, Mr. Amos. Good evening, sir. I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're free to share your video where you can.
Okay. At the moment, I'm quite not able to. At the moment.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. What state are you joining us from?
Okay, I'm joining you from River State. I'm in Port Harcourt, precisely.
Excellent, excellent. So you can really understand that innovators, there's nothing we cannot deliver virtually, and we don't have to leave our bedroom. So all this can happen and start to finish, and the event conference has consumed all that you all have for the country and for the world. So thank you. Please just share your experience during your submission. What challenges do you have and all of that? Like we said initially, it's important to have a presentation video, a video that somebody could click and wait and can listen and can totally understand from start to finish what your project is. Because most of the time, international jurors really do not have much time to waste on a product because there are so many products from different countries across different categories. So, but then you see an appealing like a presentation that has that that attraction to want to hear, to want to understand, gives a juror, you know, that opportunity to better understand that project and be able to gain your proper evaluations. But nonetheless, where these things are just taken just like that and not taken seriously, I'm just telling you from experience because I'm also on the grand jury. But then, like I told you, all these projects will no longer be seen by any national expert or a local person any longer. Only other countries that have been shortlisted for their jury, for marking other countries, you don't actually mark your local projects. And this is about the only time we have this opportunity that we can talk about the project. And frankly, this is almost like the best and the only opportunity, the first time that this may be happening before the deadline, final deadline of the World Summit Awards in the country. But then, to be frank with you, Nigeria have had very good records, but we try to see how we do not reduce this standard from Africa. If you go to the World Summit Awards, the WSA-global.org, please go study all the past winners in Africa. You realize that Nigeria tops there, but please, not just that we are topping by way of what we are doing, eventually we're trying to see how this can really drill down to really help this country as a matter of fact. So please, Justina, your fair experience to share with us from Port Harcourt.
All right, thank you. Okay, so navigating the platform, I could say it wasn't quite that challenging, although for some reasons the interface was kind of difficult, as you couldn't really see what you're typing in some of the boxes for some questions. But although I haven't submitted finally, because after this session, we're meant to like go back and do some final touches and then.
You are warned, don't submit finally, because you may still have to tweak this, tweak that from time to time. It's always advisable. Leave it at that standard until the expert advises you can do the final. If you have submitted finally, you may not be able to undo or edit anything any longer. And if there is anybody here that has that problem, I don't even have the power to give that privilege. I will need to get you to write me, and I'll forward your mail of wishing to update something with what you have done. Like, for instance, some people they've submitted and they said they've submitted finally, and their links are broken links. Yet they have a very good project. Their links are broken. It doesn't lead you anywhere, and things like that. So I think if that does happen, you can actually do a mail to me, and I will share your concern and request to the WSA office in Austria, and it is to you that they will send back such a privilege, and you'll be able to go back and do what you need to do, because you are still within the period when that is still possible. All right, please go ahead.
Okay, so I think that's the only issue I noticed. But then I also have some couple of questions, like when eventually is the final day for submission?
Now, as we speak, this shortlist, you have to qualify through this shortlist to present at the Nigerian Computer Society. If I'm speaking to, what's the name of your project? Top Notchers is actually one of the projects, yes. So you at least have a right and privilege to still modify up till even after the conference. Because even after the post-conference, we still have engagements. You understand what I mean? The global deadline,
Yes,
the global deadline across all the 187 countries is August the 31st. But the national experts of each of the countries have a right to intercept the program because of a national requirement. Now we are bound by a national requirement, being the Nigerian Computer Society, to appraise your projects before it leaves for the global attention.
okay.
And we have to,
understand
because the conference is happening between the 2nd and the 4th, being this week, and that is the window for this year. That's the project's pattern this year. Right.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Great. I also want.
Please let me just recognize. Please let me recognize. I'll come back to you. I'll recognize Igede from Bauchi. Oh, sorry, from Benue, I think. Igede. I recognize Igede from Benue. I'll come to you. I also recognize Mr. Olalekan Olatubosun. He hasn't spoken yet. I'll come back to you. But please, before I pick on Wari again, I would like Justina to round up. She has something to still round up with. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes. So what I wanted to ask, like the program, are we like gonna know when we are to pitch before the day? Like, are we having the rundown of the program of events before seconds?
Yeah, between today tomorrow, the chairman of events and conferences, with the size of what we have been able to determine by today, we will advise the House and we'll be able to get the slot for proper planning of our pitch, and it will be shared to all of you invited. If that answers that.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Also welcomed in the House is Madam Osmal Sani Mailafia, who is also on the jury. But please, Madam, you're welcome. But then please, I want to just take, Madam, okay, just say hi.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone.
That's all right, thank you. So let me just take on Wari. I see your hand up.
Yes, thank you, sir. It's just a follow-up question to Justina's. So how long do we have to pitch for the NCS? Right. What's the time limit?
We'll get this in the comprehensive program to be shared.
Oh, okay.
You know, based on the time.
All right, thank you.
You know, not you, based on the time we all have. So we'll manage that. And but then I know some of you guys are talkative, so we won't give you too much time to talk. But then it will be good enough to defend. So you can drop your hand. Thanks, Wari. I appreciate you. Please let me go to Benue State, Igede Marketplace. How are you? Yeah, can we meet you? Igede Marketplace, can we meet you? Right. We have a problem with sound, and frankly, this is one of the tests we will need to, let me confirm this to all of us. All of us work online. What are the expectations we always have as a problem when we're having events like this? One, NEPA may take light. These are the realities. One, NEPA may take light. So it won't be surprising that, of course, we are talking and NEPA takes light and you're cut off on a virtual scene. So we have to prepare our minds to the program time, and our session engagement. So NEPA can go. The next is, what do I need to do to ensure at least within that period, I can cover and solve the problem of NEPA can go, okay? The second is that my internet trips and flips. So it means the experience of your internet is also very important. If it's frozen, like I'm talking now, for instance, and I suddenly see that, oh, rain is about to start here, these are part of the things that can actually cause you to begin to panic, because as soon as the rain starts, be rest assured that you are being cut off because you're going to have limited service over the internet to progress in the course of pitching. So these are some of the things you need to be planning for. And of course, next is what? Sound. As just like, I want to take Benue now, and we really can't get him. Perhaps what we may need to do, again, maybe just be able to just log out and check in again, if that will promote the sound. Because we just need to hear you out. If you have a problem, you have a challenge, like I can remember, Benue also had a case of broken link, and that was quickly attended to, and that actually saved the situation. So thank you so very much. If you can just try again, let's confirm that you can talk. Go ahead. Okay, this may not be very good enough. You can just log out and come back again. So let me just take someone, as soon as you get back, we'll just come back to you. Let's take Olalekan Olatubosun. Olalekan Olatubosun.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you for the privilege. My name is Olali Kolatibo, so I'm speaking from Osun State.
You are speaking from Osun, right?
State, yes, sir. Yes,
you are
sir.
speaking from Osun State. Fine, good to
Yes, sir.
from Osun State.
Thank you, sir.
It looks NCC has the headquarters in Osun. Your own network is very clear. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Very well, sir. Thank you, sir.
But then this is the experience, because see, you need to free your mind. You need to be yourself. You need to be the innovator you are.
Yes, sir.
Like anything, I'm planned for it anyway, because it's not to feel bad about.
All right, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah.
What was?
Thank you, sir.
Do you have any itch? Do you have any problem presenting?
Well, I mean, I would like to get a clarification first.
Yes.
Because on the website, I noticed that there is a different portion of WSA than WSA Young Innovators. And if I checked, last time I checked, I think I applied for just WSA, not the Young Innovators project of WSA. So I don't know if there's any implication for that.
Okay, let me share something. WSA is a senior category. WSYA,
okay,
this is a very good question. WSA is the senior category for all ages 26 and above. Now, if you are 26 and below, and you're actually applying for the junior category, what you are doing is the WSYA. Now, all WSAYA goes straight to the European database, manned by the local national experts. So all the mails I communicate with, the blast and the broadcast I've done amongst all of you, it is only people that are in the senior category that will get my blast, because no national experts reviews the database of the under 26. They are reviewed by a set of national.
All right. Okay. All right, sir. Okay, sir. So this is another issue I think I would have. I'll be 26 next year, January. So I think I might have applied for the wrong one. And if I've not, can I still go ahead to apply for WSYA? What's your recommendation?
If you better qualify for the WSYA, WSYA is better. That's the World Summit Youth Awards, which is for the under 26. And I feel that is where you had a faster and better chance. But the rest assured, those young guys are innovating, man. The competition there is. Please, the Nigeria won last year. Lend an arm. Go Google them up. Lend an arm. They didn't joke to win for Africa. You know. So this competition is local, but please, you are globally available and ready, and it's an international one. So don't kid with it at all. Whatever it is, you need to give the appreciation, give the value and name to your projects. You need to do it, and that's the essence of this clarification session.
Okay, sir. So
not spoken with. Let me receive, please, Abdullahi Abubakar. Abdullahi Abubakar, how are you, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Now, in the course of your submission, I'm not saying that you are perfect. Even everybody here, you will still, like I told you, please go back and still pay attention, because every line, every requirement expects a response. That response should not be out of just any, you need to take the detail is very important. Not even for the local assessments, because eventually this people live in the country. So you need to be very careful about this, that no matter what you have done, even when we say, yes, we have actually shortlisted, let's know that we still have some more work to do on what we are doing. And I think I'll give kudos to all of you. Let me hear from you. Share your experience, because we want to know because some people just got in there and they put their name and address. Some didn't even put their name. But thank God they registered, we got their emails. Some people perhaps feel they just need to put their name and what have you. So they don't take it any seriously. Maybe they don't even know it's a competition, or they don't even know it's a product that we want to see. Products is what people want to see. Even when you win at the global level, like this year, the country hosting, there will be something called the Winners Congress. At the global stage, when we are done with the NCS, when the world is hosting the winners, Mexico is hosting the world in 2023, all winners of 2022. That's exactly what happens. The competition is this year. This process will still last till end of December for all this evaluation. After this, after the NCS intervention, we're still going to have another one finally before the end of August. And after that, we now start the global online across all the countries. And after that, we now have like an on-premise country that is posting the jurors to now say who is winning for the world. And once the result is released in December, that is when you know whether has Nigeria won. And I would not want us to waste our products, especially when I say that we have got good brains here. You know, so this is the track. And let me say that I'm happy that we are having this session and we are sharing ideas. So, but then Abdullahi, did you really have any difficulty, or what is this the experience to share with us?
Oh, there is no difficulties. And I didn't experience any difficulties because I work with my friend, we submitted together. So I don't think there is any difficulties. Before we share ideas, me and my friend, before we submit it.
Okay, okay. So you actually had a very good stand, and you think you really didn't have much problem, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Then let me just see if I want to hear from Abdulaziz Samaru once more. Abdulaziz Samaru.
Yes, sir.
With your wealth of experience of what I've been through, I've followed up over a period of time before now. And with the content that you have, you know, I still told you that you still have to go back and do something. Are you aware of that?
Yes, but I fall under the category of requesting because I have already submitted, thinking that 31st July.
Yes, if there is any mistake arising from what you have done in the past, you know, like I told you, because it's an international competition and we need to be ready. So when being ready,
of course,
means that you really need to be properly armed. Like I told you, all the winners who have won from this country they didn't get it rosy. It was never rosy for them. Even when you win, you still have to be challenged at the Winners' Congress. Like I said, Mexico will be hosting every winner. So when you win, you still have to be able to defend yourself. So after this session, for instance, assuming there is anyone, even after being shortlisted, you feel that from these discussions, there is need for you to do some corrections, to make yourself more competitive, you know, to really present your product that is good and now make it more competitive for the world to see, please just let me know. What you need to do is just to do me a mail. You all have mails, at least from us right now, and you can reply on any of those threads and let me know what your challenge is that perhaps you have submitted and said is a final submission. As a national expert, I do not have the powers to unlock you, but I will recommend that the WSA office from Austria should unlock you for you to perfect your submission because you are still within the period. So if you are in that category and for your kind of product, as much as I've actually shared certain things with you, for that correction, please, you can just follow that pattern so that I'll forward your mail for the WSA office for that recommendation and you will be able to do your amendments. Please let me just take time to recognize in the house. First, I had Abubakar Aminu Mwazu, sir, good afternoon. And also my chairman at the NCS events and conferences, Mr. Alex Biabi Togo, sir, how are you? I'm sure you are, this is great. We feel honored to join us. How are you, sir?
Well, thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're joining from. I must commend you for what you're doing. I say, this, just like you said, this is about helping people to perfect whatever product or whatever proposition they are pushing out there. Ours is to provide a platform, ours is to encourage and help them to get better. And how this we expect that people will have the opportunity to equally plan ahead for the future. I must commend you and your team for what you're doing and I equally commend the contestants for making it to this stage. We hope to see everybody at the top. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Machia. Thank you so very much, Machia. Before I get to pick on Igede markets, let me just recognize Mr. Abubakar Aminu. I'm sure he's in my conference committee, and I am honored for his participation today. Hello, Mr. Abubakar Aminu. Your intro, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, thank you for recognizing me.
Very well, very well. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I think
I also really appreciate your hard work, really.
Not at all, not at all. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what made me to join the meeting.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before I also recognize the events committee, one of the members, Mr. Olusoji Okoye. I hear that name a lot. I know we've not done much together yet, sir. Good afternoon. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I just said that.
Thank you.
It's nice to be part of this wonderful committee. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. So in the House, we currently have been speaking with the shortlisted startups from across the country, and I'm particularly happy. In the House, we have seen startups from Port Harcourt. We have seen startups from Taraba. We've seen startups from Zamfara. We've seen startups from Lagos, and we also have a presenter also from Osun State. And we're happy at the spread, but then just like we shared, for having more than 50 projects, and we're looking at all of this, and we're shortlisted to where we are at this stage. I think it's great honor that they're able to join us for this. This evening is just like a sharing of ideas. And for some of us who have perhaps made some mistakes, we still have the chance of going back to our submissions and kind of updating our records, because the entire data is not only for the country, the entire data is available for the world. And if we remember, the world has already ranked Nigeria as #1. If you please go to the website or Google or website of the World Summit handles, you'll see where the World Summit has reported Nigeria ranked #1. I think they're followed by Sri Lanka. Very poor countries are the ones now crazy and hungry for innovation, which obviously we know why that can be so. Everybody is provoked that you have to help your country. So, and I don't think anybody is to be begged any longer. It's long overdue. It's not about politics or government, it's about you. And I think I'm happy at the size of the engagements we're already having on the ecosystem right now. So I wish to, let us talk to Benue State, Igede Marketplace from Benue State. Let's confirm if your sound is okay now.
I think it should be better off now.
Excellent, excellent. So you realize that for you to pitch, I told you the devils. One, NEPA, expect that it can go anytime, so you have to plan for it. Next, what was it? Can somebody repeat them? I'm sure there was one that was missing.
The sound.
Rainfall. Rain.
You talk about this.
Rain
And sound.
As soon as you are talking and you suddenly see that your weather has changed around you, please reposition. You know, this will make your pitch a mess. It does not matter where you are. Then the third one, what was it?
The sound. Talk about the sound.
May just fuck you up, just like what we've just identified with Migede now from Benue. But then what was the correction? We just logged out and we logged in, or perhaps check a few things, and your sound is better.
Then
you are giving your 5 minutes to talk or your 3 minutes to talk. That 3 minutes can be a very costly one for you, and we do not want that to be messed up. Lastly, is your data. You need to have the data. So you just pray God, please. Can I just have that little change to conserve that data to allow me make my beginning and the ending mark, and the world has seen you. That is the innovation. That's what we pass through, and you don't have a problem. And of course, if you are broke, it's not your fault. Please, Migede, let's take your message, please. What difficulty did you have booking or submitting your project from Benue?
Fine. It has been a bit of difficulty. The problem I had was the broken link. So, but I got the message and I had to repeat that. I was actually using my mobile phone for the registration process. But when I use my laptop, I was able to see the dashboard and see what need be. So it's the interface of the website registration process is straightforward.
Right. We'll just accord you your time, but please ensure that sound will be something to check out for, particularly from your slot from Benue. I remember during the pandemic in 2020, we got scholarship for about 10 young Nigerians across 10 states. And some states really had it very rough to participate in an online incubation that lasted 12 weeks. And the lead faculty was talking to these youths from the Harrisburg University of Science and Tech from the US. And particularly Taraba State gave us some tough time. Do I have Ishua Hosseini from Taraba in the house? So particularly people from those states, I give them special advisory based on my research in case you are involved with this kind of an international engagement that warrants you being over the internet. So we had this record that so many people, particularly participating from Taraba, had so much issues, and that record really hampered the others until we had to make do with some alternatives for them to survive the program, and they were very good at the project in the end. So any other producer that we have not spoken with? Let me recognize some new faces. I can see Mr. Bayo. Oh, Mr. Bayo, these are from the conference committee. Mr. Bayo, how are you, sir? Please, your word. The people in here are all innovators like you, and they plan to pitch at the conference, and we've been having to get in. Today was just an opportunity for us to speak with them, to share any of their issues and problems that they may have during the course of submitting their projects, because we found out that we had so much projects from Nigeria, but very few are qualitative, and we are bothered about the quality, and we are trying to see how we can work back to see how we can improve this level of participation to be a lot more qualitative. The problem is not about Nigeria, it's an African problem, because every year in my last 12 years of this volunteerism, we have seen that Africa will produce the highest, but Africa will get the poorest result in the end. And it might be nice for us to hear that globally, in my last 12, 15 years now, Africa is only contributing just barely 6% of the innovation arc on the world map. So that's how bad. So, and that doesn't really point so well. If you can say Nigeria is doing so well, but then Africa as a continent hasn't been doing fairly reasonably well. And so that means we have a lot of work. And I'm happy that the demographics of what we are doing here today is national, is spreading across. I can hear Taraba, I can hear Port Harcourt, and some very sweet innovation and things coming from different parts of the country. And that spread gives us some comfort, and I think is going to help us in the end. Mr. Bayo, sir, your word? Your promise, your advice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amos. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I must appreciate Mr. Amos for this work. For those who know Mr. Amos, one thing you can't take away from him is his passion to get things done. I mean, from conversations, from engagement, you can be very much guaranteed that he has got the passion to deliver on this. And I mean, this is one thing that is not very common around here, volunteerism. He's volunteering his time, he's volunteering his resources, also volunteering his knowledge to ensure that you have Nigerians, have Africans who can compete very well at the global stage. So on behalf of, beyond being a member of the conferences committee, also serving as the member of the National Executive Council of Nigerian Computer Society, I would say we are very proud of our own, we're very proud of Mr. Amos, and we are very encouraged by what you're doing to bring our youth to the forefront. You see, when you have this kind of engagement, when you have to do this kind of thing, they don't have time for distraction. It's zero distraction for them. So beyond making this a tech issue, we also have a situation where you have our youth engaged, run the clock. to innovate, to produce things that can compete globally. So I want to congratulate all the innovators that have made it up to this stage. And I can only encourage you more to say, put in your best, listen to what people will say, listen to Mr. Amos specifically, because of his action, really, which I'm always thinking about, like, how does this man do it with so much energy, with so much focus and all of that. So I encourage all of us to take full advantage of this. One thing you can be sure of is that there is no loser, really. We are all winners. So whatever stage at which you exist this competition, it doesn't mean anything. The most important is that you have something to show, you have shown, and then overall, you are able to be part of this. Say, yes, I competed. I got to this stage. I mean, to be shortlisted at all, it's even a success. So I encourage all of us to put in our best to achieve. So once again, thank you, Mr. Amos, and thank you to everyone too for your participation and for being part of this. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Anybody. I quite appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
I think towards the last, I would like to take a message from each of the participants in case you have any parting words, because after today, the next I need to come back to you for between tonight and tomorrow is the slot and program that we may have at the conference. And I'm happy the chairman of the conference committee is also here, and the time and what amount of time that this committee may have to work it would be very important that we have, so that we can do our final programming across the slots of the confirmed presenters that we have invited. I have Mr. Abdullah Umar. I may not get that name too well. Abdullah Umar, presenter or the committee member.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm Abdullah Umar. I'm just an applicant, though I'm not done applying. So my question here is, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for giving us chance and for also encouraging us and everything you've said. Thank you very much. My question is, what about those that are yet to finish their application, maybe before the deadline? Since today is the deadline, there are some people that are still applying right now. What's their own fate?
Thank you, Abdullah Umar. If you follow what I said originally, so many of the applications are still in a state of no attention by the producers. And that is why the essence of this meeting was to let the producers to know that they still have a chance to go back and update their records. They can still be reached. But then so far, because we have a conference in a few hours, we have taken the pain, we've waited up till this point, and we have a short list right now. So if you are yet to register, this does not stop you from going there to register, but please be mindful of the fact that your registration there is not just for local competition, it's actually an international competition, so that so many people don't just get in there and just leave the name and address and they leave it, you know, that kind of a thing. And please don't also be mindful of the fact that whatever it is that we are registering has to be something that's got some good traction in the local society. We don't really work with too much of prototypes. We're actually not looking for ideas and all that, but we're actually looking for innovations that actually have an impact and are taking actions and addressing something. It's not a stage of we looking at ideas, but then the hubs are handling that at the moment. The various hubs across the countries are doing that. All we want to see is that you've got something that is good enough for the local environment and we can showcase this to the world. And we said that the Nigerian Computer Society this year has been now the window through which most of these projects will be driven through. So if you've got a good project that can be identified as good at that stage, you can be rest assured that you can be competitive. And the quality of data that you have in your submission also sells your product. And like I told you, beyond this point, there will be no Nigerian. I don't have any rights until your data will be handled by foreign jurors. I can only mark other countries and not my country after the final deadline from Nigeria. So you still have the right to go back. And like I want everybody, take the time, be patient, don't rush yourself. You are only going to click final when you're really sure that you are doing a final. And if you have done final in error and you're sure that your content is not competitive, I said, just do me a mail I don't have the power to unlock you. I will extend your request to the World Summit Awards office from Austria, and obviously they will actually unlock you because we are still within the good time, and then you can still do your and perfect your submission. But then only quality products are recommended across all the 8 categories. Is it open government and citizens engagement? Is it health? Is it tourism? Is it green energy and environment? Is it smart settlement and urbanization, inclusion and empowerment? And some of us here have very beautiful ideas and very beautiful projects across this band. All we are saying is that do not joke with a good product. Present and digitally market your product the right way to sell a good product, and don't just use bad presentations to mess up a good project. You need a video presentation that should make the juror be able to watch and be able to know what your project is all about. Take note, for privacy of your data, nobody here will be demanding for, show me your software, show me your source code. We are not interested in all of that. But we are good enough to know what your project is doing, and we'll be able to quit this with what we've seen for from the rest of the world. So that's the beauty. It's a democratic process, and they'll be able to follow this process and be able to deliver whether it's a good product or not product in a competitive environment. So please pay attention. Let me take a message from Olatubosun Olalekon.
Thank you, sir.
While also
yes,
while identifying someone on Galaxy tab, may I know you? Are you an applicant? Unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
What company?
Yes, sir.
What applicants?
It's on Make Technology, Jalingo.
Excellent. From Taraba State?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. I'll come to you. Please, let's take a message from Olatubosun Olalekon.
all right. Thank you, sir. I was going to still get clarifications on my request earlier, sir. So I wanted to know if there's a way I could withdraw from WSA, then go ahead to apply for WSYE, and if there are not going to be any implication on considering my applications also.
Not a problem. Go ahead and register with under the WSYE. How old are you?
I think 26 by January next year, sir.
26 by January
so
next year.
2025.
So you are still under 26.
Yes, sir.
So you are still under 26.
Exactly, sir.
Because of age.
Exactly, sir.
Because of age, that
yes,
might disqualify you. And obviously,
all right, sir.
Just go ahead and submit into the WSYA database and you are good.
Okay, sir. So I don't need to write any mail to request withdrawal of the previous submission.
Automatically, that will take its course.
Okay, sir. That's no problem, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
That's right. Thank you.
Right, but I can stay in the meeting to 11 until to guide my WS.
Do not leave the loop. Do not leave the loop. The fact that I'm just telling you that, please, Olatubosun particularly, I think we still have your request. You can still present. There's no problem. But I'm just letting you know that the local experts in the countries do not have any review rights on young 26 products. They go straight into the European.
All right, sir.
Yes, and that's why I told you that don't say that because it's the junior category is equally a very solid competition and your expectation is uppermost. Good that you're also here. Whatever you are submitting there has to be very qualitative and technically up there ahead, and of course delivering what you're trying to show the world. The last Nigerian that won, I said you should go Google.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Lend an Arm won last year, and it was about the only youth winner for Africa last year. Lend an Arm. Okay? We have
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Lend an Arm in the junior category and follow the money in the senior category. So each of them, they're not yes, they are standing out, they stand out, and they need to be able to present, and that's why it's important that presenting your project is important. Otherwise, as you don't respect your product, nobody will respect your product because of poor submission. Right. Thank you.
All right, sir.
Let me just take on my friend from Taraba, Ishiwa Hussaini, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we spoke much earlier when I was reaching out. You've got a good project, you've got a good idea, reaching out was difficult, and you were sharing with me that you are from Taraba, and I gave you from my research what I know about the internet around the area, and I started with that in the session today.
Yeah.
So we want to first know, what did you see as a challenge when completing or submitting your product? And do you think you've done the best so far?
Normally there's some challenge about the internet and other things, because us here in Taraba State, we normally used to have challenge of internet. And also some of the product, I don't know, sir, which one you mean about the product. Is it the project or?
Now, when you were submitting your project, we actually shared earlier that applicants were supposed to pay attention to the details. Listen to the question very well, know what responses you are offering, because each of these responses matter a lot. So we're saying that, was there any part of this that posed a challenge or a problem that you could not really understand?
No,
And
sir, not really.
in your product, do you have a presentation video? Do you have profiles and images that people can see to really better understand what your product is all about? Because we said that these are the characteristics that a typical juror who is very impatient. You see, we are given, when the online jury starts now, you all have almost hundreds of products to imagine, to mark. So, and you mark this within like 2-3 weeks. And these guys are workers, don't forget. They won't spend so much time on your project if you can't share with them something that can attract someone that looks at what you have, start to finish. If you want to do a movie, a film, please do. And something to attract them to even know why they have to be opening. And don't forget, they need to download your app, where sometimes it's in the store, not just like it's a link to a URL. We need to download them. We need to test it. So like I told you, it's not ideas that are submitted. You submit products. Because these products, people are going to ask you questions about them. When you win on the global stage, you still have to defend. We spoke about all of this. So the challenge is that, are you comfortable? And what were the challenges you had? Were the questions that were very difficult? What is it that some of them I can share with us? So that some of us here who have actually excelled in them can actually give you some feedback. So as much as I can also share with you. The challenge you have in Taraba, please take note, is it's actually a common currency. We all have it. We started with the problem, because if you want to look at the problem, we'll never be here. You won't even do anything. So please push that aside. Focus on what is to be done, and you have to start and finish it. So what were the challenges you want to share that some of us here can help you out? Because some of us here have filled very, competitively the same contents on the applications. Go ahead, Mr. Moise, Mr. Hussein.
Okay, sir. Actually, I do not face any challenges for now, because some of the questions and other things like that, I'm like a little bit familiar with them. So I don't think there is much challenge for me for now.
All right. All right. What category was your product?
Education and training.
Education?
Yes, sir, education.
And e-learning. Okay, excellent. All right. So, Mr. Latubuzu, you may want to drop your hand. Any other person that we have not spoken with so far, so that we can wrap this up? Justina from Port Harcourt, please, can you just give us a roundup? What other final message do you want to share?
Yes. Okay. Well, I want to share that I'm excited about this. This is my first time in this program. Okay, and I'm quite grateful for the opportunity, and I totally look forward to a great outing. Basically, yes.
Thank you, Justina. Thank you. Do we have Wari in the house? Is Wari still in the house? Labor hack? Okay, she's out. Okay, let's have Igede round up. Igede, can you wrap up?
Yes, it's a very big thank you for you and your team for bringing us here this far. And I want to appreciate my co-participant to not to give up the faith. It's all about sharing what we've got. It's about our peculiarity. So it's and I think Thank you. so much.
Right. Thank you so very much there. Abdulaziz Samaru, Zamfara.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for such a good guidance. And I assure you that we'll get back to our solutions, refine them well, and make sure that we showcase more products.
Your colleague also, because we got 2 entries from Zamfara, Abdullahi Abubakar.
Okay.
Abdullahi Abubakar.
So I will interview. He is seemingly off.
Okay. All right. So I think in the absence of no other thing, perhaps I want to hear my chairman at the NCS conference, events and conferences, Mr. Rex Abitogun. Are you still with us? Can you help us wrap this up?
Yeah.
And please, we need as you can see, I'm in the middle right now.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Amos. I must commend you and your team for what you're doing. But like I said earlier on, what is more important is...
Okay, the sound is the sound didn't let us get the message, sir. That sound didn't let us get the message, or did we get the message? Oh, sorry, you're muted, sir. You're muted, sir. You're muted, sir. You're muted, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I never knew that.
Yeah. Oof, sound.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now, sir. Yes, the sound just came
now. Okay, so I was saying that I'm happy with what you're doing, and I'm encouraged also with the spread, the national spread. What we're doing today is a foundation for tomorrow. It may interest you to know, and also for the audience, that the World Intellectual Property Intellectual Property Organization actually rated Nigeria in 2021 Innovation Index. We were rated 124, and 124 out of about 130 countries. And when you look at that figure, vis-a-vis 2020 and 2019, you know that we're not doing well.
That's right.
So we need to change that narration. We need to change this discussion. We need to make it known that even though we're going to have high number, we should have high number of people that are equally making it to the top. We want the best from the best. So it is an opportunity for our brothers and sisters from different parts of the country. And the first stage is what we're doing. So at the conference, we have an innovation show. And this is opportunity for you to equally showcase what product you are selling to the world, and also have an opportunity to get a feedback ahead of the World Innovation Summit. And beyond that is that by the time I'm on my way to Abeokuta as we speak, and that's why you see me going on and off. So by the time we get to Abeokuta today, I should look at the program again and communicate tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll communicate the time, the specific time that the innovators will be able to pitch their tent. So once more, I thank you and I appreciate what all of you are doing. Keep the flag flying and see how you can make the best out of your journey. And should any of you have any challenge in terms of what needs to be done, please feel free to contact any of us. We are here to serve as a mentor and also as a guardian. Thank you. Over.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you. So I think at this point, we can bring this meeting to a close. So what you'll be getting finally will be the program. And we hear this might be by tomorrow. But then if you have any edits, any additional work to do on your portal, and perhaps you have actually clicked on final submission, you need a quick mail so that an attention can be, a request can be shared with the WSA office so that they can also give you a feedback on that. We still have that room and that window is still open. So thank you so very much, everyone. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so very much. And thanks for your kind words to the members of the Events and Conferences Committee here present, Mr. Jidor, Mr. Falano, the rest of them, and of course the presenters. Thank you. So at this point, we bring this meeting to a close. We'll share this video in the group as you have. We've linked, I think we have links that to the operators that we can actually share these meeting links with, that perhaps other members can benefit from. Thank you so very much, sirs and mayors.
Thank you, sir.